Hey guys, welcome back to the Foolish Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you really like it, hit that subscribe. I wanted to give you my foolish thoughts after the Los Angeles Rams beat the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20. And obviously, I had no horse in the race. I was just watching this merely as, football fun, see how it all goes. And the game was a pretty good game. The whole playoffs have been really good games. And lots of fourth quarter wins, lots of last play wins, and this game was similar. It didn't seem quite as epic as some of the other ones, and, well, maybe that's just because of my viewership and such, whatever. But I gotta give Cincinnati props. They made it a game. Obviously, they had to go on the road 3 straight games, right, at Tennessee, at Kansas City, and then at LA. Obviously, the Rams were hosting this game. I'm not saying it was a huge percentage of Rams, but, we know the Ram fans don't necessarily sell out. If you see the San Francisco-LA Ram game this year, it was pretty much 50-50, 60-40. The Super Bowl is supposed to be 50-50-ish. It is what it is. But this game really came down to, it was a pretty exciting first half, I would say, and the Rams were up 13-3. They missed the extra point. And from that point on, though, Odell Beckham Jr. was a big factor because it's hard to double 2 really good wide receivers. The Rams, I said, Cincinnati could obviously really cover up Cooper Kupp really well most of the time. But as soon as Odell Beckham Jr. got injured, that really limited the Rams' offense. After that point, the Rams only scored 3 points until the game-winning touchdown late in the fourth quarter. You got to give credit, of course, to Cincinnati. They played good defense. They, really made Stafford check the ball down, and they took advantage of the opportunities they had to make plays. Where I think they missed step, though, was when the game, after halftime, the game was tight. And the first play of the second half, obviously, Burrow hit the deep pass there, 75-yarder. The refs didn't call the face mask, whatever. The refs, I'm not saying they should have called it. It was such a subtle play. The refs were letting them play all game until the fourth quarter. We'll get to that in a minute. But they go up, get the huge pass. They're up. The next play, Stafford's pick, another pick. This one actually mattered. And Cincinnati had the chance to just get the game, right? Get up by double digits. And they just couldn't do it. They had to settle for the field goal. And just right there was kind of a little turning point. Like, you had all the momentum. You could have got up double digits. The Rams were without Odell Beckham Jr., and you couldn't take advantage. And I think nothing against Cincinnati and the Rams, how the Rams played defense on them, but that was a big key there, that the Cincinnati did not take advantage of that chance to get up by more points. Basically, through much of the third quarter into the fourth quarter was this back and forth. I think there were 7 straight punts. And Cincinnati kept getting the ball back, up. I think it was 4 points. And they just could not get it going. And again, credit the Rams, because all of a sudden the Rams were getting pressure on Burrow. Giving up only 1 sack became 5 sacks really quickly. And the defense really adjusted well, and they were just pressuring Burrow. I think I heard 19 times he was pressured after the last one. Obviously, the last play of the game, the meaningful game, part of the game, I should say. So the Ram defense really started attacking, switching things up, attacking how the Cincinnati Bengals were protecting Burrow, and it became a stalemate. Now, I know people will point to the Rams, too, and say, well, they didn't do anything. I think you can say the Rams have more of an excuse because they had only 1 viable wide receiver. Stafford kept trying to throw to Jefferson, and it just wasn't working. They just could not get together, at least through the most of the game. It's like they just were not together. But 20-16, and there you have Matthew Stafford gets the ball again, and he takes the Los Angeles Rams on the Super Bowl winning drive. Obviously, they had the 7-yard run by Cooper Kupp there on 4th down that if they failed they probably would have been losing the game, right? They would have certainly given up a field goal, would have lost time. Huge play there to get that. And then they just keep going methodically down a 15-play drive. Now, I have to point out, too, that suddenly the refs, who were basically letting everything go for pretty much all game, decided to throw some flags. And that's always a little bit, like, eye-raising, like, why are we doing this now on the last drive of the game? It will draw the ire of fans, like, they'll say, oh, they're trying to get LA to win the game. It's all judgment. It just doesn't have a good look when the refs have let the teams play basically all game and then they call penalties, several penalties on the last drive. But it is what it is. You play, and that's how it is. Obviously, Stafford hits Cooper Kupp again, touchdown. Cincinnati gets the ball back with like about a minute 30-ish, something like that left. And then you have, defensively, Aaron Donald, no doubt the best defensive player in the game, makes two huge stops. On 3rd and 1, he stops P. Ryan from getting the first down. Looked like he was going to be able to fall forward and get that lunge forward. It didn't happen. 4th down, he busts through the line, gets to Joe Burrow. Again, the line can't give him any time. Spin around, almost sack. Burrow just has to throw the ball away in desperation. It's incomplete. I mean, Aaron Donald is probably the best defensive player of his generation. I know there's always hyperbole, especially after a guy just wins a Super Bowl. But he just did the game-winning plays, especially on that last drive. And throughout the second half, he and the whole Rams defense was just wrecking Cincinnati's offensive line. Analysts were wondering, would the line be able to hold up against the Rams defense? And for the first half, it did. The second half, especially the third into the fourth quarter, it just was not able to do it, and Cincinnati's offense just stalled out. They couldn't give Burrow any time, so you kind of know what Cincinnati's going to have to do going forward is address the line somewhat. If that's through the draft, if that's free agency, you have to see what they do there. One final thought here. I do like the storyline of Matthew Stafford winning the Super Bowl. Obviously, I was a Lions fan by location here in Michigan, but I can appreciate him leaving an organization that tried to win but failed miserably. He went to 3 playoff games and was 0-3. Fine. Now I think that's 4 playoff wins this year for him. Obviously, there was no bye for him in the first round, so 4 playoff wins. So it's just for myself, I like it when people can get out and prove that they're worthy of it. They can win championships. They can go and be on a winning team. You have Justin Verlander going to Houston. Now you have this. You have Matthew Stafford going to the Rams. I wish that Calvin Johnson would have gotten out of Detroit and had a chance to win if he could have gone to like New England or something like that before. Though New England got Randy Moss, I think there was talk maybe they would have gotten Calvin Johnson, right? Or if like Barry Sanders could have gone to a team that had, better talent around him. But it is what it is. And so I'm just happy for Matthew Stafford that he went off and gets to win the title. You definitely can see the Rams, they went all in for this, right? They traded lots of first-round draft picks for Ramsey, for Ramsey, for Stafford, for Von Miller. They got this. They went all in, and it's kind of neat to see a team do that. I know there's a lot of teams that will be like, will build up and then get there. It's neat to see a team that's like, you know what, we're just going to go for the win and see what happens. We're going to deal with the consequences later. Let's go for the win right now. And the LA Rams were able to do that. So, cool, that way. Those are just some of my foolish thoughts. What do you guys have? What are your thoughts? Put them in the comment section below. I'll try to respond as I'm able to. And until I see you guys next time, as always, thanks for watching and go blue.